What's up, Mythic Crew? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be prepping and spraying my buddy Carlos's Evo. So we've got a couple parts off already. Here is the car. Say hi to YouTube, Carlos.
What's up?
So as you can see here, the white sanding dust is the clear coat that we are sanding into, and something interesting here is that when we get to the door it is red, which means that they probably did a single stage paint. The fender and the door were definitely resprayed at one point in this car's life.
Okay, so now we are going to cut off the lip on the inner wheel well on the rear 3/4 so that we can fit wider wheels if we want to, and we don't get rubbing from lowered suspension or anything like that. So we missed a little bit of the footage, but we've got part of this lip cut off right here already, and we are going to get the rest of it and then grind it, seal it all up, prime it, make sure that it can't get any corrosion. Alright, we're on to the driver's side. I'm ready to cut the inner wheel well on the rear quarter. Here's what it looks like in the beginning. You've got quite a bit of a lip going on. I'm gonna come at it with this saw. We also have an angle grinder to clean it up, a little bit of 80 grit on a rotodisc. So I'm gonna start with this and we're gonna move on to that. I've ground off the metal really clean on the rear quarters up in this area. Any of the small amount of rust that was there, I got off. We're gonna coat all that with Pour 15, which will seal it and make sure that it can't rust. So the inner edge where the two pieces of metal meet where we cut, I just put the Pour 15. I think we're going to get some panel bond and then put that right there, seam those together with that, and then this area should be set and we can prime the car. We've got all the parts prepped now, and we've just pulled the car into the booth getting ready to prime it. I'm gonna start masking it. He's gonna finish sanding off one more bumper, and then we're gonna spray it tonight and see how the temperature is tomorrow, and if we can lay some base after we sand. So.
Seth in the wild.
Evo's almost masked. Looking good.
It really is. I should probably go run and check on my girls here in a minute.
I appreciate the help.
My gun's here too if you want to get.
Evo's just about masked. We're gonna start wiping it down with a wax and grease remover, and then take a final look at everything and make sure it's good to go before we spray. Car's wax and greased, it's masked, got the paint suit on, water on the floor, let's spray!
So now after all the hard work, you can see me spraying the sealer onto the car. Here we have one of the most rewarding parts of any paint job is when you finally get to spray your base coat. We went with the stock red color for the Evo. He just wanted the car redone because it was looking somewhat faded, and the two panels had been resprayed in a single stage, which did not look very good. So I am laying down this color base coat with a brand new gun that I'd never tried before. It looks pretty great.
So we've got the Evo sprayed out, at least the chassis. 3 coats of high solids clear. Looking wet. We've got the Evo taken out of the shop, put outside so it can cure in the sun. We've got all the parts into the booth. They have been sealed. We've got the handles hanging, spoiler hanging, side skirts, rear fin. This is the carbon right here. We have that masked, and then after I finish base, I'll peel this off. We've sanded this so we can re-clear it. Yep. So, everything's sealed up. coats of clear on everything. It's now done. Everything looking blend. Back in the shop, everything's all sprayed. We've got the bumpers outside now, curing off in the sun, and I've brought the Evo back inside, let it cure off a little bit so that the clear could harden. I got a couple of runs, being that I used a gun that I've never used before and a clear that I've never used before either. Just tried to go real heavy. Got some runs. But today we're going to repair all those and we're going to sand and buff the rest of the car. And yeah, so we've got this one's a pretty bad one right here that we'll have to get to. Along with on this rear quarter, we've got this one right here. I'm gonna show you guys how I go about repairing those.
To start off, you see me feeling the clear coat with my thumbnail to see if it is hard enough to scratch with this blade. Then I take the razor blade, scratch it, we get onto the block with a little bit of sandpaper, we go through many different grits to flatten out this run, and after that we will attack it with the buffer and make sure that it shines like new.
Now we've wet sanded pretty much the entire car with 1000. And I'm gonna DA it with 2000, and then we're gonna come at it with a buffer.
So now you see Carlos wet sanding the door, and we've done the rest of the vehicle. Then we go on to do a buff so that we can get rid of any of the dirt nibs or other imperfections that happen during the painting process, and then we assemble it and we're done.
Alright, it's a few weeks later, touched up, had to respray a couple things, but the Evo is done. So all Carlos has left to do is toss the emblems on and drive it, have some fun for the rest of the season. That's it for this one. See y'all in the next one.